Hello everyone, welcome back to Open Arms Reactions. My name is Casper and this is Mortius and we're back with more Epic the Musical.
Today, we are looking at the Ocean Saga. Now, obviously, we have both seen and listened to the Ocean Saga many times, and unlike the Troy and Cyclops sagas, this was not one of the ones they had to redo after the issues with Blair Russell and that company. So, thank goodness that they were able to get all of the benefits from these sagas, and we are very happy for them for that, but it does mean that this is going to be much more of a simple rewatch without as much to talk about. For the most part, the point of this video is going to be continuing our tier list. Now, to that point, I have a little bit of a change I'm making to the tier list that I'm going to talk about in just 1 second, but before we do, we want to thank you guys so much. As of the time of recording this, we are just shy of 10,000 subscribers, which means by the time this goes up to YouTube, we will be at and beyond that. So thank you guys so much for your support.
Absolutely incredible. It's just absolutely amazing how fast we've been growing. Thank you guys, genuinely. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
So we are still going to be checking out the visuals of the live stream, so there might be a couple points where we are going to be reacting to these newly canonized iterations of certain characters, one of which I've gotten the smallest visual spoiler from that I think I talked about in the last video, actually, just as someone sent me a screenshot not realizing I was going to be reacting to it. Did I not mention this?
Well, I don't remember, but, I'm not known for remembering stuff.
A lovely fan, because they know how much I love this character, sent me a screenshot of Canon Aeolus, because they didn't know I'd be doing this reaction. So truly no big deal if you're that fan, but I have seen what that design looks like. So there might be a couple times where Mason sort of brings in our reactions to if there's anything we realize or notice after the fact, or if there's anything that we are reacting to visually, but for the most part, this video is just going to be that tier list. Speaking of that tier list, I have made a bit of a change. I have added a tier between the A banger and the S best of the best, because, let's be honest, with Epic the Musical, banger is kind of the midline. Let's be completely realistic. The middle of the road Epic the Musical song is a banger. And as I was looking at this tier list, I was like, you know what? I don't disagree with my placements for anything, but at the same time, having all of those songs at the same tier of banger just didn't feel quite right. So, Casper and I already discussed he's not going to make any changes, but he does appreciate that extra tier between. I am going to make the adjustment of My Goodbye up to Masterpiece, because I did not think that My Goodbye deserved to be in the same tier as Survive and Remember Them, but for all the reasons I said last time, I don't think My Goodbye makes it in the best of the best for me, and I really couldn't bring Survive or Remember Them out of A tier. So I was like, I can't quite put My Goodbye higher, but I also can't put those other ones slower, but they don't deserve to be at the same tier, so clearly something needs to change. We talked about it, we realized that that lowest tier, neither of us were going to use it. We like the songs in here too much for us to actually use the tier below D, so we have eliminated that lowest tier and replaced it with A plus Masterpiece, and that's going to be that change moving forward. But otherwise, I pretty much stand by everything I said last time. You got any major thoughts before we hop on into it, sir?
No, I'm so excited to get back into Ocean. I have a few bad memories with this saga. Just, nothing, career altering. But I had a few hiccups with this saga, and I'm excited.
Just some minor ones, nothing that's gonna define our identity as content creators for the rest of our life. Absolutely not. So, without any further ado, we're gonna hop right on into the Ocean Saga live stream. Like I said, if you just skip to this part, there's gonna be a lot more kind of skipping through the song since there aren't remastered vocals to check out, but we are still going to really, really enjoy it. So thank you for being here, and let's hop on into it.
With home so close, we must keep pushing forward. Full speed up.
Dude, I gotta say, this is nothing for, specifically, the actual song or anything like that. I don't even know if Mason's gonna include it in this. This song through my new headphones slaps. Honestly, honest to God, might increase the rating.
Yeah.
Like the dum 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 as it's vibrating in my ears. I'm gonna try not to let it affect the rating because that's not actually do with the song, but like, oh my gosh, those heavy hits slap so much harder in these headphones. It's incredible.
Towards the island, making too much damage to survive. We'll beat this storm.
Extremely minor story thing that I find kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's never any we're taking too much damage to survive. I feel like is really interesting because there's just like, it seems like this ship does perfectly fine for the rest of the trip, you know? And it seems interesting too, because like they never swap to a new ship. It's not like they, crash land on Cersei's island and then Cersei is like, hey, I'll give you this boat to go to the underworld. Like that's a very minor thing that's not that big of a deal because clearly I've never thought of it before, but just as the lyrics were on screen, it's like, we're taking too much damage to survive. I'm like, if the ship got that battered, I feel like it's pretty crazy that it made it all the way into the, all the way to and beyond, Thunder Saga spoilers, I guess, Scylla's cave.
Yeah, I mean, I remember something from the animation we watched for Puppeteer is that like some of the men stayed back. Like it wasn't all the men that got turned into pigs at Cersei's island. So what I'm imagining is that every time they were at an island, I would imagine that maybe they did repairs. But
that's
I don't know,
a really good
not,
point, actually.
It's very hard to like because they can't just sing like we're fixing the ship. Like it's kind of so.
No,
so that's what I understand. Yeah,
that's a really good point because you're right. Repairs could happen over time, and there were plenty of breaks where that could have happened in the different places. So that's a really, really good point. Cool. Ooh, Casper! You're
sorry, I was vibing so hard.
You're jamming
so
too hard. You're jamming too hard. There's animatics.
Sorry.
And I know the bottom's cut off. Animatic by Casseroli. Casserole. Okay. Yeah, we were vibing. I was like, oh my gosh, animation. I look over. Casper's just eyes closed, lost in the sauce of the Ocean Saga.
My bad.
Oh, cool. That's sick, actually. The entire fleet throws harpoons to the sky using a reverse anchor. For now, they're safe. And that's really cool that he kind of establishes canonically that by using, like, that's not just the way he got up there, but it also kept them anchored and safe so the storm wasn't battering them while he was having, like, before Aeolus put the storm in the bag, there was still something. So that's actually a really cool detail. I love the for now they're safe.
Dude, I think still to this day that it is so hilarious that the entire thing with like the island in the sky is just because he misunderstood. Yeah, that is. I still remember when you told me. I like quite honestly when you told me I didn't believe you. I thought you were like memeing me.
No,
like,
no. 100%
it is
actually something that Jorge has said.
I was like, bruh.
Is that, I mean, it makes sense though. Imagine you're reading a story and it's like, hey, we're going to the floating island of the wind god.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's in the sky. So. Now we have to tier list.
Oh yeah, yes. Do you want me to go first?
You go first, yeah.
Okay, easy masterpiece.
Okay.
Easiest masterpiece of my life. Storm, like I remember the Ocean Saga is one of the more underrated ones. I remember I did not care for anything but Ruthlessness back when I listened for the first time, quite honestly.
Okay.
Like everything. I understood your love for Luck Runs Out. Keep Your Friends Close. Yeah. But for me it was just like Ruthlessness and then the rest of the Ocean Saga, right? But then after now that I have listened to these like had we done this tier list a week or maybe as we were listening to the Ocean Saga, I'm pretty sure most of mine would have been like BC tier in the Saga,
wow.
right? But re-listening to this, the storm motif is so fantastic. The use of like the thing about it is something that I've been saying a lot, and in Ruthlessness when we get there, the trumpets. I said, like, remember I said how the piano wasn't dominant in Warrior of the Mind back then. Yeah, I feel like it's the same case with Poseidon, because so far we've been really clear on whose instrument like belongs to what god or whatever, right? And in this, I feel like the storm motif like really captures the essence of Poseidon. Like,
yes.
Such a fantastic way to introduce the brass, and just the whole percussion element, like the way the drums and bass works together, and like you are really feeling you are in the storm.
You are in a
with
storm,
them, right?
yeah.
But like you could see, like I was too busy noticing the animation because my eyes were just closed because I was just banging that shit, right? Absolutely, easy masterpiece, and it is quite honestly one of Jorge's better vocal performances in this entire musical so far. Quite honestly, that we're shooting for the island in the sky. That one,
good point.
Gets me every time. So good, yeah. So that Storm's masterpiece for me.
I feel I'm having to like think ahead, because I feel like even though I introduced the new tier to try to fix this problem, I feel like I'm relying too much on my midline. But Storm's a banger for me. Even with the introduction of the masterpiece tier, Storm's a banger. I think Storm is really good. I love the motifs and the vocal performances that it introduces. I think it's really good. But like it's just I feel like it doesn't do enough. That's not even the right word. It doesn't go anywhere that the beginning of the song doesn't. Okay?
Fair.
And that actually leans into another one of the reasons that I don't even really have Storm on my playlist, which I can't hold against Storm. But here's the thing. I feel like Storm, unlike a lot of other songs, doesn't go anywhere except for that little island in the sky bit. But for the most part, it's pretty samey the whole time. Now, what it's doing over and over again slaps, so that's okay. But here's the thing. And I know it's so unfair for me to hold this against Storm, but I think that Storm really only has one majorly good, like, great thing going for it, and that is the Storm motif. Which, if I want to hear the Storm motif, I can just hear it at the end of my favorite song. So, like, I can't put Storm that high on, like, my playlist because, like I said, it just doesn't have as much complexity as the other ones. What it repeats is so good that I understand why it just stays there, but it doesn't go anywhere as exciting enough for me to put it that much higher. Is that kind of,
fair.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you see, like, for example, so you see if a song could almost be split into like halves, as in like you very clear, like for example in Underworld, you would be able to like, that's you have like introduction, Polity's part, mom part, like split like that. You see that as like as a strength in a song like that. It's like more.
Yes, I find value in that, but it also doesn't necessarily have to be like completely musically separate, like Mutiny or the Underworld, where they're like really feel different. Because even something like Warrior of the Mind or My Goodbye, like they stay a little bit more cohesive, but there's clearly there's rising and falling action in each one. You know what I mean? I guess that's what it is, because for me, musical songs have to tell a story, and Storm doesn't tell a story. Storm is just a storm. And it slaps, and it represents that extremely well, but it doesn't tell much of a story. That's the best way I can say it. Like, from a literary device, there needs to be rising action, climax, falling action. Warrior of the Mind, Just a Man, and My Goodbye have rising action, climax, falling action. Storm does not.
Yeah. Just a Man definitely has some falling action. We got confirmed there, yeah. Oh, sorry. But yeah, I totally see what you get. It's a great point.
Casper, no! Oh, that's really funny, actually. That's really funny. Okay, we're gonna hop back into it. But that's Jesus. You're a terrible person. Yep. All right, so now I'm so curious about how we do this one.
Yeah.
We've got
same.
one of the most controversial songs, I would argue, on the whole soundtrack. Luck Runs Out. I'm also curious, like, how the live, like, I'm so curious about how this part of this video is gonna go.
Please don't tell me you're about to do what I think.
God, and it's just gonna.
After Mutiny.
I was gonna say, it also doesn't help that this song is going to feel completely different after the Thunder Saga, which I think is genuinely gonna affect my ranking. So like, this song's gonna feel completely different because now it's part 1 of 2. Instead of just being like a weird thematic break in Ocean Saga, which is what it was before.
You've heard forget how dangerous the gods are.
Have faith, friend, we've come this far.
Yes, but how much longer till your luck runs out? How much longer till the show goes south? How much longer till we all fall down? You rely on
the flashing on beat.
I love you. This is my buddy. This is my friend.
Really?
Abandoned Raccoon Archie. I knew. He told me on stream a few days ago that he did an animatic for Luck Runs Out for the live stream. And I was like,
this is
no
Archie?
way you record that. That's Archie.
Oh my gosh.
I knew, dude.
Wow,
Archie has
that's
the most
amazing.
unique art style. You can
I love
always
it.
see when it's Archie.
This is so cool.
Oh my
but
God.
So the credit in the video is abandoned_raccoon, but
Raccoon,
they have that name kind of there. That's fascinating.
Dude, that is such a fantastic switch. Oh
I love, yes, that's so cool. But also the how much longer to like the shape, like Troy, to like it's kind of like going through what they've gone through.
Yeah. Dude, is it just me or does it feel faster for you? Or is it because we're used to Mutiny's part with this?
I think that's probably
I feel like it feels, yeah? Okay,
yeah. I think that's
Dude,
probably it.
I must admit, I was so hyped to see Archie that I didn't actually get to like go fully
register the visuals.
Can we go back a
yes,
little? Yeah.
please. Okay.
those with strife. Don't forget how dangerous the gods are.
Have faith, friend, we've come this far.
Yes, but how much longer till your luck runs out? How
And the timing is amazing on those.
south? How much longer till we all fall down? You rely on wind and people die on it. Whoa,
I still believe in goodness,
I could never do without.
and suddenly you doubt.
Ooh, okay. Bringing it back in.
Captain, how much
Okay, cool.
luck runs out? How much longer till the show goes south? How much longer till we all fall down? You rely on it and people die on it. Whoa, how much longer till the
Also, I'm really curious if that's because as a reminder to everyone, we have not read the Odyssey. Look, notice this really interesting detail here.
fall down? You rely on
There's someone missing an arm. I wonder if that was a like creative choice, but like I wonder if that's like something that happens in the Odyssey that like this is just like a quick visual shout out to, or if it was just a choice Jorge wanted to make. But I was like, that's really it. Like it's blatantly bandage at the elbow. I wonder if that's an Odyssey reference or if that's just an epic choice. But that's really interesting.
Dude, yeah. Archie, this is gorgeous, by the way, just first and foremost.
Beautiful.
Absolutely stunning. I love something I just noticed now because I must admit when I listen to this, I don't go too much in the lyrics. I just bump to the piano motif, and this is so good. Like the
Yes.
I'm pretty sure this is also like one of Jorge's favorite piano motifs in the entire thing. But it's so good. Like it's so cool. I've seen so many shorts with him playing it. I'm very, very interested in the symbolism because listen to how much polities that one have. Like, I still believe, lead from the heart. I still believe we can be kind. Like
Absolutely.
that. Wow, it's very polities.
100%.
And then look at how it kind of goes into like that they're standing on the ship. And as you say, after watching Mutiny, especially with that visual, gives it such a like standing in the
So
rain
much
and the
power.
storm, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
I you know what would be so cool? I hope when people like when this hits a stage, I hope they have the exact same like set for these two songs. Like obviously I'm sure like the boat set is going to be pretty consistent across it, but even just like backgrounds and lighting, like I feel like these two need to
Mutiny
just
and
visually
this.
Yes.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Mutiny and yeah, exactly.
it and people die on it. Whoa,
Private.
I do have one question for you that I'm really curious about. Since you are no longer as actively grieving Polites,
Yes.
are you still as angry at Odysseus in this song?
No, I was very, very hefty after the whole thing because I still believe that, killing the Cyclops would have spared. Or at least like going on the underground. Anyway, as you said, original Ocean Saga was very, very, very pissed.
You were very anti-Odie in this saga.
Big time, yeah. No, Eurylochus needs to respect the chain of command. So, I'm not. That's So it's a big time, yeah. No, I
honestly,
understand. And also because
oh, go ahead.
No, it's just like and this is absolutely no shade to the animatic that we watched back then.
It didn't help,
but it was very misleading. Whereas I saw one on stream recently that was very Odyssey / like lore accurate, as in like it's not them like being all fancy. It's like really like general like So visuals didn't really help back then either, right? So
I kind of stand by pretty much exactly what I said back then. I don't think my opinion has changed that much, which is that I think both of them have points. I think that Eurylochus was wrong to do it in front of the men. But I think Odysseus is wrong in shutting it down. I think Odysseus, like, when it was, I need to talk to you in private, it should have been, hey, and all future criticisms need to happen in private, instead of, I need you to always be devout. Like, taking his right-hand man and shunting the criticisms completely aside, oh my god, just because it was in front of them, like, both of them had rights and wrongs in this song. But that's kind of where I'm standing there. And it's also tough because what Eurylochus is trying to say here about, like, all of his warnings, 90% of them are valid.
Yeah.
And problems could have been prevented if they had been heated more. And still shouldn't have been said in front of the men.
No. There's a lot, like, it's always like we have a saying in Danish that it's always easy to be behind smart, and it basically means that when you know everything in hindsight, it's very easy to be like, yeah, you were wrong, you were stuff like that. But yeah, judging from this, from like the situation we're having right here, I do still think like Eurylochus is kind of in the right. Like, but then again, I'm confused as to why he think that it would put the men in strife if he approached the wind god like on his own. That's
a fair point, because they haven't experienced ruthlessness yet, so they haven't experienced a god being a problem for everyone yet.
Exactly. And this is just one big foreshadowing for Mutiny.
I mean, yeah, basically.
Quite honestly, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. I forgot there was so little or I wouldn't have paused there, but...
That's fair. Song.
So, luck runs out. First time through, it would have been D-list. I think... Here's the thing. If I am doing it as a separate song, and I'm really trying not to let...
Yeah, not think of Mutiny.
Not think of Mutiny in future songs. If I am not... I want to look at the camera in the eye and say, if I can view this as Mutiny Part 1, I'd be fighting between A and B. Because I think it's that powerful. If I'm looking at it purely on its own, it gets a solid song. Gets a nice, solid song.
Fair. Yeah, I mean that's valid, and it is hard to like separate. I'm gonna take it from what I thought of it before the Thunder Saga came out, and again, initially, had this been first time listen, definitely D. Now, probably B. Dang good music.
Dang good music. Wow.
Yeah, and that's because that piano, if you really listen, that piano motif is so good, and the way they use the whoa, and at the end like the whoa, okay. Funny thing is not to talk about thoughts, like the Luck Runs Out motif in Mutiny, like the very first one that plays is like probably better than the entire song of Luck Runs Out, which I think I was like why was this not in Luck Runs Out, like this violin motif, right? But yeah, it's a dang good music. And some people will look at what I have in dang good music and see Open Arms and remember them, and then have Luck Runs Out next to it, and they'll probably be very very confused, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a bang. Like it's good. It's not quite a banger, but it's dang good music. I have it. I very reluctantly put it on my playlist the first time, because I wanted to listen to the entirety of Epic the first time around, and then it started like growing on me. I was like, you know what, like that heartbeat drum, man. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Actually, you know, like, you know, like it's pretty good. Okay.
That is not one I disagree with your placement. I stand by mine, but like I totally get what you're saying. And like and again, there's some level of like, yes, we are trying to put it in the names I gave them, but we're also still trying to make a good tier list. Like if you just made me close my eyes and you were like, is Luck Runs Out dang good music? I'd be like, yeah, Luck Runs Out is dang good music, you know? So like I agree with your placement, and in the sort of association and spectrum of the tier list as I've assembled it so far, even if I think it's dang good music, I still think it's C tier. So that's kind of where I stand.
Very good.
And now we get to keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
I wonder where Mortius is gonna put that.
I have no idea. Welcome back, guys. Even though that was not at all a pause for you, we just took a little bit of a break and chatted with the one and only Tegan Early, who is just so wonderful and so great. Casper had no idea she was going to hop into the call. He was extremely surprised. Mason, show the clip. What? Did you hear something?
That's my question. Hi, honey.
He was wildly surprised, and that was just something I wanted to do as a surprise for him. But before we hop on into the second half of the Ocean tier list, Tegan just had a couple things she wanted to say to you guys.
Hi, guys. Thank you all so much for all of your love on Epic and all of your content, all of your incredible engagement. I love you all so dearly. The cast and team love you all so dearly. This is a really, really precious, beautiful community that we've all found ourselves a part of. And how exciting that we all get to jam out to such amazing music while we're doing it, right? And also, what I was gonna say when I hopped on and then things turned out differently because Casper didn't notice me at first, which was very silly.
So funny.
Jump scare users. I'm everywhere.
Tegan is Mason, put up the ungovernable duck. I'll send it to you. So, thank you guys so much for the support you have shown Epic. Thank you for the support you have shown this channel. All three of us appreciate you so much. And, of course, thank you to Tegan for everything you provided for Epic. And if you guys missed it, over on my personal channel, Tegan and I just very recently went through her entire solo EP, which was such a beautiful and brilliant journey. So thank you guys so much if you watched that, and if you didn't, make sure you go watch that on my solo channel because Tegan is just so amazingly talented no matter what she does.
Look who's talking, you guys. I can't wait to see the rest of this video. I'm stoked. So get back into it and I'll check back in maybe another time.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for being here, my dear. We appreciate you so much. And yeah, let's hop right on in to keep your friends close. Let's do it. Forest. That's different from
Great wind god Aeolus, for us and aid our journey home.
Ha ha ha! I am the wind, twisted.
So that's what I got sent. I got sent that little screenshot. So Aeolus designed by, it's actually on screen, so I don't have to spell it out, but super interesting, huh? I thought that was a really interesting take for that sort of canon Aeolus there.
That looks like a modernized air nomad from The Last Airbender.
That's a really dope observation. Oh, next time I'm in the patron chat and have Jorge, I want to ask if there was any kind of intentionality there, because that's a great little connection. And I love the one braid. Yeah. That's really
sick. Cool. I love how, like, because of that one braid, like how she's tied up her hair will probably change with the winds. Because she's like, oh yeah, that's really cool.
So yeah, I like that design a lot.
And turning this back.
Sounds too easy, what's the catch?
Ha ha ha! Keep your friends close and your enemies close.
they send me the other one and not? I'm so glad they didn't. But how did they send me that other one and not send this? Oh, I love this. And canonizing the air Winions actually also kind of looking like the Lotus Eaters, as that's kind of all like we're sort of associating them all with Winions now as sort of the mascot of the show. I love that. With the bag, her like sassy attitude. Oh, I'm in love. Oh, I'm so in love.
Dude. That's really cute. Something
Spoiler
just
alert,
to
it's
me while
not
listening.
possible for this song to go higher on my tier list, but if it was, this animation probably would. I love it so much.
I just realized something, another dumb question. Maybe you probably would know, but maybe the people watching would know.
Okay.
What are the terms of this deal? Could Odysseus just have like and then just not open the bag and that would have worked? Or did he have to keep it closed, you think?
Imagine to an extent, like, I wonder if you have to, like, hold it closed or something. Like, since there's, like, storm inside.
It's tied here.
You're right. Honestly, that's a really good question. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'll be asking the important question. Everything from fishing to the turn. No, I'm just kidding. But, dude, look at this landscape.
It's so pretty. I love this
It's really
Wind
fun
Island.
because to me, and I know obviously because this is on the live stream, this is canon, like canonically what they look like or what Aeolus looks like. But I still have GGs in my head, like the Mario Kart thing, like looking around, and yeah, I don't know. I think maybe that's messing with my brain a little bit animatic wise, because this is a stunning, like the scenery here is absolutely stunning. But I can't, for some reason.
You can't connect the voice with her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm like looking, you know, like but the Winions.
That makes sense. There's definitely an extent of like having to sort of change your disconnect things out. I think that's why a lot of people at first weren't a fan of the remastered sagas. There's an extent of just like you have to get reused to something.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Yeah,
Agree,
no.
Yeah. Have you noticed the Winions kind of look like gummy bears with ears? Like a little bit, like
as
little
they should
furry
be.
gummy bears. Cuties.
I love that.
Really know who you can trust. If they want to send your enemies closer. Never really know who you can trust. Never really know who you can trust.
And yeah, just totally change it. Oh, it's... Oh! Hey, confirmation on them.
Do you remember our Thunder Saga reaction?
I
Remember when
do.
said that?
I do. And we got it confirmed in the comments, but now, yeah, confirmed straight from here. Paramedes and Elpinor. That's awesome.
Elpinor is the dark one, like vocal-wise.
It's treasure.
What?
Bye-bye.
Open the bag. Let's see what you got.
Really know who you can trust.
For 9 days I've stayed wide awake trying to make it home.
And that total, like, tonal change there.
Beautiful.
Like, as it goes, that's, this song is so good.
This for me is about to be, for me personally, Jorge's best vocal performance in this entire musical.
Ooh.
What's about to come up? Big time. I really hope this is animated. Oh, I hope this is animated.
Oh, honestly, yeah. For real.
Home with no storm or tidal wave. I remain.
Just keep your eyes open.
I keep on trying to.
Also, I don't know if, hopefully this is like maybe the tiniest spoiler if you somehow hadn't figured out that it would come back. But fun fact that actually has been announced, and I don't think we've talked about in a video, that obviously you could probably imagine this for Penelope, but that voice doing Telemachus is the same one who will be, like, this is the first appearance of the voice who will play Odysseus' kid in Act 2.
Oh, so, okay.
Like, it has been announced that actually is the same voice, which makes sense, but I could also see a reality where, like, if he hadn't actually cast Telemachus yet, that he just got and, like, did a voice himself or got someone else to just do it. So, like, yes, it makes sense, but for demo, like, a demo album, I could see it being like, I don't have it cast yet, so I just need someone to be a boy voice. But he has confirmed that Penelope and Telemachus here are their Act 2 actors.
So that's Analia for Penelope.
And then I don't remember who Telemachus is, but feel free to put
again,
it up here, Mason.
for voice actors, we stick with what you think is right, and then that's the headcanon. Ensemble sings. That's interesting. We don't like the ensemble are the ones being like the choir here. So I can imagine that the rules of like was it diegetic the word was? What was the word you used? Yeah.
He did it, guys. Look at that.
Goddamn.
My favorite word, he remembered.
Because Odysseus obviously is not a god, even though he probably thinks he is. but this is the ensemble singing, so we don't actually get to know who this is.
But doesn't he have more? Would he have more control in a dreamscape?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In a dreamscape, maybe those rules do not apply.
That's an
so that's
interesting
why I'm a
point.
little bit, yeah.
Embrace you both,
You're about-
why won't you let me?
Wake up! Odysseus, they're opening the bag! Wake up!
Oh, that's a cool transition. Wait, hold on.
Your enemies the bag! Wake up!
Bag is wide open. The storm comes out of the bag and lifts the fleet into the sky.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That does make sense.
Towards Lady Stronia, confirmation on that.
We close the bag!
But sir, it's too late!
We can save whatever wind is left to use another day! Come on!
Oh! Flies over the Laestrygonians. Fascinating. When they finally manage to close the bag, the fleet comes to a crashing halt in the middle of dark waters. So they don't get like across the water. They get launched essentially over the land of the giants and straight into Poseidon's domain.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
That right there, like from like the desperation and then like the tragedy of realizing that the bag is open, that is the best vocal performance
So
from
good.
Jorge in this entire musical
Yes.
so far. For me, that is like beats everything, beats Just a Man, beats
Correct.
Monster. Like that is just emotion, like the emotional portrayal of the characters in this. Just
Yes, that is the
Beautiful.
correct opinion to have. Oh, and then that one line added.
Odysseus of Ithaca!
Do you know who I am?
Hey, Casper, do you know who he is?
thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a pet.
Oh my God.
Dude, I cannot believe like. Well, I mean, if I would have had this with the murky waters and things, then I would definitely have known.
No. No.
Steven Rodriguez Jr., the wonder you are, bro.
So, we have important decisions to make, and by important decisions to make, I mean trash music. Absolutely garbage, bottom tier. No, this is the
probably
best
make
song in the
an E tier.
musical. No! No! Stop it! Athena's hacking me!
Tegan knows. Tegan's still in.
Tegan's
Tegan's
hacking my algorithm. It's not letting me. There we go. Tegan was still in the call to secretly being like, don't you dare put that above the Athena song. How dare you? No, I love Warrior of the Mind. I do still stand by the fact that it is the best song in any of the first two sagas and the best song until you get here. Nah. Keep your friends close. Oh, and just in case you're tuning into this one and missed the rules of the previous ones, S tier, we are ordering. So anything you see in that top tier does have to be in like first, second, third place order. Anything else we're not worrying about actually Storm isn't necessarily below Remember Them or anything like that. That's just the tiers. But that top tier we have to put in order. That being said, where are you putting this beaut? Oh gosh.
No, it's
we're about to fight.
I honestly I am gonna put it in Masterpiece.
I figured.
Can't. Yeah, because I can't. Like for me, before we added the new tier, I was gonna call it a banger because I can't get myself to, like. For me, as a storytelling device, which is what you see as something very remarkably positive. It's great, fantastic way of
Yes.
portraying how they get from Aeolus. Very great. But for me, there's too much happening. There's like too much going on. You're telling too many
Exactly,
stories
it's great.
in one song. Yeah. For me, that's not necessarily
I
a
get what
positive
you're
thing
saying.
always. The thing that brings it up is that the voice actress for Aeolus is one of the things where like that's just perfection. What's their name? Do you know?
Why do I not remember? They're literally my favorite. I know it, but I'm not remembering off the top of my head. Mason. Let's
Because-
see.
I cut this out of my video to save myself the embarrassment. I thought Analia was also the voice of Aeolus. I was like, wait, what's the recast? Because she's credited as like on Spotify. She's credited for Keep Your Friends Close. Like, oh, it's Aeolus, but that's because
Gotcha.
Anyway,
Yes.
so definitely Masterpiece, but
Okay.
because of it primarily being a storyteller, and you can see that's also why to me Polyphemus and Survivor so low is because musically it's amazing. But what pulls it down is just there's so much happening left and right.
Interesting,
But especially, so that's just what gets it up to for the best, because I feel like Just a Man and My Goodbye flows so perfectly, both story-wise and musically, while keeping the same kind of theme going, right? But yeah, definitely masterpiece. And then obviously Jorge's best vocal performance in this entire musical.
Wait a sec.
Easily.
Where did you put Storm?
A+.
You put Storm in A+. Oh, okay. You did put Storm in A+. For some reason, I thought I'd like accidentally dragged Storm instead of Keep Your Friends Close. So they're both sitting there for you. Wow. Yep. Interesting. Okay. Cool. I like how for me, Keep Your Friends Close and Storm are right around the same zone, but one's one higher and one's lower, and you just kind of split the difference with both of them right into that masterpiece tier. Honestly, I respect it. And I wish it had been on camera, because I totally predicted that. I even said before we started recording off camera, I was like, I bet if I hadn't added the new tier, that you would have struggled between S tier and A tier for Keep Your Friends Close. And I was like, as soon as I introduced a tier in between them, I was like, oh, that's where it's going. 100%. He's gonna put Keep Your Friends Close in Masterpiece. I know that's how he feels about it. So, cool. I'm glad I was right, and I respect it even if it breaks my heart just a little bit. Wait. Just so I know. I have one question I have to ask, okay? If we were ordering them, Keep Your Friends Close versus Storm. Oh,
Storm,
no.
Probably. Storm's probably above,
All right. Interesting.
Storm's probably above.
All right. I respect
the
it.
great thing is that I don't think you know what my favorite song because like my favorite epic song is Your Light, but that's a cut song, so that doesn't work here. But there is the song that I'm putting up in at the top of S tier has not appeared yet.
Oh,
So,
I mean, yeah.
I think you'll well, obviously, yeah, but I think you'll be surprised.
Interesting. Okay. I'm intrigued. Well, let's take it back to it and see what we think about this re-listen
Hades.
of Ruthlessness. Let's go. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Hold on. No. I need to. Hold on. I was jamming too hard.
How is the
fleet is
fleet? But aren't they in water?
Fleet is surrounded by Legistronians. Waves start circling and crashing around violently. High on the tallest sea rock holding a trident is him. That's so cool.
Dude, how are they standing in the water? Are they on
They are
boats?
giants. Maybe they're tall enough to be standing in the water, or maybe even think like in Gigi's animation, like he was on the highest peak, but there were other rocks around him. So maybe they're essentially, and maybe surrounded as in like a U, like they crash into a bay, and maybe it's not actually
It's possible,
360 degrees, but they're surrounded in like a sort of a semicircle.
Yeah, I'm because right now in my head I'm imagining like these giants here, like when you're just tall enough to like have your head above, like you're like jumping like this, like that's how I'm imagining it, you know.
God,
They're
I'm
surrounded.
pressing play. Also, Wolfie, I didn't even notice that it was Wolfie.
Dude, this is I saw this on stream. This is from a trailer. This is from an
really?
Ocean Saga trailer or something like that. Yeah,
yes, because
remember seeing that
Wolfie did the
yeah.
Ocean Saga trailer, so it's cool he brought Wolfie back. Okay, that makes sense, actually. Ooh.
No, it's the same animation.
Oh, that smile. Oh, no.
Poseidon. In all my
Oh, that was cool.
years of living, it
We
is
took no pleasure in his pain. We only wanted to escape.
The one singular thing that I will say that I'll talk about more in my ranking things of that, but especially since we highlighted it very specifically in both Storm and Keep Your Friends Close, I think, and this has kind of been a take I've always had in my playlist, I've just never said it in a video, because like the first time I didn't really notice it, and then when I was doing it with you, I was like, he's jamming, I'm just gonna let him have this. But as we're going back through for now the third time, I don't love Odysseus's line there.
Like we only wanted to escape, or
Well,
like
just
maybe
like
lyricism,
the
or-
delivery, just that whole section. I feel like that section decreases the whole. It is a
Fair.
part. I think that like, not only do I not like that part as much, but I think like just the change in tonality and the fact that it's not my favorite of Jay's vocals and everything like that. Like, like I'll literally be like in the shower, absolutely jamming out, and then I'll start singing. I'm like, oh, it's this part, and then I let him finish singing, and then it's like the line, and I'm like, okay, we're back. Like it's a moment that pulls me out of the jam fest between. Like, I don't know. That might be one of my hottest takes because I know this is such a beloved song. But that part there, between just the way he delivers it, both actually, like I said, just not my favorite Jay vocal, but also just like, there's no fear. There's no, like, it's just like, Poseidon, we met, no, huh? Like, it sounds like, it doesn't sound like he sang it in the context of this song. That's the best way I can say it. He is so good at conveying emotion in his things, and it sounds like you took a very talented performer, but it sounds like you just gave them sheet music and didn't tell them what song they were in. It doesn't feel like it's conveying again, back to the storytelling aspect that I value so much. It doesn't feel like it's conveying the same story and emotion and stakes as everything around it, and it honestly pulls it down a little bit for me.
Damn, because I'm gonna say exactly what you're describing is usually what I feel when there's such a big tonal shift. So, but I feel like exactly because of the delivery, just how puny and like how
It feels
legal.
small.
He's like ridiculously small. Like he doesn't matter at all to the like. This is a puny human being compared to the god Poseidon. Like having this whole thing under control, and then he comes in with his puny little voice and puny little delivery, like, oh no, only wanted to escape. And it's like, no, yes. To me, that actually strengthens my love for Ruthlessness. Yeah.
Oh, see, this is why I'm so glad we're doing this tier list for exactly moments like that. Okay. That gives me a little bit more appreciation for it. I still stand by most of what I said, but I see your perspective and it helps. Cool. Anyways, let's get to this banger finish.
Between naivety and hopefulness is almost invisible, so close your hearts. The world is dark and ruthlessness is die.
Oh! Cool! Yes!
They're throwing boulders.
That's great! That's actually a shout out to one of the few things that I know about the Odyssey. One of the big changes he made is not the Laestrygonians, so that's still, to my knowledge, a little bit of a change, but a lot of Odysseus' fleet being taken out by boulders is something that happened with the Cyclops in the Odyssey.
Oh.
Yeah, the Cyclopes, like, take them down, because I remember before, like, she realized how important everything being blind was for me. I don't hold it against her at all, but my wife actually, I don't know if I've said this, knows the Odyssey. And when I was showing her, like, Cyclops saga, it got to the end, and she was like, but what about, like, so they, like, other than the people who died in the cave, everyone got away? And I was like, is that not how it goes in the Radio Odyssey? And she's like, no, the Cyclopes, like, throw, like, boulders at them and sink multiple ships. And I'm like, oh, fascinating. So that's kind of bringing some of that from the original Odyssey into here.
Yeah.
What did I say?
I'm not realizing. No. It's like I'm just not realizing when we eventually get around to either watching some story accurate, like an audiobook, or maybe reading it or stuff like that. We're gonna be like, that's not what happens in Epic. Like,
honestly, yeah. But
yeah,
so it's
Poseidon's
Poseidon's tsunamis and the Laestrygonians boulders together, reducing all of them. And I also like the confirmation of just like the 12 of 50, which is kind of what has been kind of talked about before.
He does the math for us.
Exactly. I appreciate it. Yep. Cool.
What have you done? When does a ripple become a tidal wave?
43 left under your command.
Oh shit.
Does a man...
What?
I forgot it because I changed the lyric in our cover. I completely forgot he said that.
Goodness. But yeah, 43 left into your command. And so, and that also confirms then by all that same math that it was 7 men that died in the Cyclops cave.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And those are the same visuals from Just a Man, so that fits the parallel.
The monster that always draws near. Any last words?
All I gotta do is open this bag.
What?
And again into the sky. Cool.
Remember me.
Damn. You know what? I'm very surprised that there was like almost no animation for this.
True.
Like no killing of
Honestly,
like nothing. Just that
here's the thing.
breathing?
I wonder if it honestly might be because Gigi's and Annie's are so beloved and like maybe
You
like
just take those in.
I
like
mean
in canon,
that's true. Ask if they can. That's a good point. But
But also, I think maybe it'd also be because there was a lot of storytelling like described on screen here, which
Yes.
might make it like I remember when I was making Commotion, it was hard to have lyrics and have
Visual,
storytelling on the
yes.
same screen. Yeah. Okay.
no, that's a good point.
Cool.
Okay.
I want you to start with this one.
Here's the thing. No contest S tier. 100% no context S tier for me. The issue is, it is under Keep Your Friends Close. I'm sorry. I think it's above Just a Man. But I was thinking about it as we went, and I am struggling with whether to put it right behind Keep Your Friends Close or whether I actually like Warrior of the Mind a little bit more. I am struggling with second and third place, but I think it goes second place. It goes that's my S tier. Keep Your Friends Close, Ruthlessness, Warrior of the Mind, Just a Man so far. You seem to have some opinions about this.
Dude, so I mean I was a little skeptic when you put Warrior of the Mind in front of Just a Man, which is fair.
Mm-hmm.
But then I know obviously I know the connection because Tegan Early Athena is beautiful
Incredible.
in all aspects of the word. Keep Your Friends Close is a song that's your favorite song, so I understand that. Putting Ruthlessness, like having Just a Man as your fourth there.
Hey, I said that in the beginning.
Personally,
dude, I don't know if you remember.
Me personally, that's
Just a Man
crazy.
was not even in the top tier for me, and
I
you
know.
convinced me to put it in the
I
top
convinced
tier.
you.
And I'm not. I mean, I still love that song. I love that song. For it to be in the top half of Epic the Musical, currently, maybe forever, my favorite musical of all time, like, says a lot. But I don't think I'm as sweet on that song as most people are.
Damn. Well, each to their own. That's why it's the world would be a
And
boring
that's
place. If everyone had the
exactly. It would
same
be boring
opinion.
if we had the same tier list. And speaking of
Exactly.
which,
Yeah.
Ruthlessness.
Dude, S tier behind My Goodbye. So that's my
Okay,
top three.
bottom of
Does
S.
so My Goodbye and Ruthlessness are so close together. I can't get myself to put it up because I'm judging it on vocal agility between Steven Rodriguez Jr. and Tegan Early. Excuse me. And there are just some incredible riffs and running happening in the higher fifth octave in My Goodbye. And this is my goodbye.
It's incredible.
That to me, like that is just like absolute perfection. And look who we're talking about, so that makes sense. But they are just so close together because it's very, very different. We have to do with two very, very powerful voices, but so different. Steven Rodriguez Jr. and in Denmark we'd say that he sounds like he smoked 6 packs a day for 40 years, right?
That's an
'Cause he
expression
has
here
that
too.
raspy-
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I just didn't want to be offensive because don't cancel me. Yeah. So we have So we have Steven Rodriguez because Steven, like, having vocal distortion, which is the grid effect you add to your voice, having that at a B4 ourselves, the way he has it naturally, is not just vocal agility, but that is very, like, only very few gifted people can do that. I don't in my cover, I purposely elongated that note to be ourselves because I cannot get grit up on B4 because that is so difficult. A lot of people were saying like, oh, Casper, it's such a cool change. Oh my God, like all high notes. Like, no, it's because I suck. That's why I did it. So like, it to me that portrayal of vocal agility is My Goodbye and Ruthlessness are just right up there. If you could put them at the same spot, they would both be second.
Oh,
like
really?
1000%. Yeah.
Interesting.
But
okay.
I cannot. Just a Man will still be.
Honestly,
like,
you know
the
what's so
flag
funny?
bearer
I
of this
feel the
right now.
same way about Ruthlessness and Warrior of the Mind. If I could put them both at second place, I would for that too. So we've both got like Ruthlessness and our favorite Athena song really fighting for.
Yeah.
Something about those godly vocals, man.
Yeah, dude. The thing why My Goodbye is maybe like a decibel above Ruthlessness is two reasons. Number one is that, like, vocal agility like Tegan is not really something we see in modern pop music
No,
anymore.
it's stunning.
Like nothing like that, because she has the perfect blend of powerhouse and clean. Like sometimes when you have people riffing and running up in these higher fifth octave, you get a little bit of distortion where it doesn't belong, or a little bit of like non-supportive elements, right? And obviously, I would never be able to do that, so take this with a grain of salt, whoever's listening to that. But Tegan is so masterfully doing it, right? That's number one. Number two is because I love Tegan early. So, gets that. Dude, Steven Rodriguez Jr. has like 2 of my comments. That's it. I was going crazy. I was going feral for him, and like, not in that aspect.
All right, well, that's our final tier listing for the Ocean Saga. Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting with this. I think this was just an absolute blast. I really enjoyed going through this. I actually wanted to, as a little aside real quick for the people who made it all the way to the end, I know that Murchie actually made a Keep Your Friends Close that I wanted to check out after this real quick before we ended it. So I'm going to do that one as a Patreon exclusive that I'm really excited about, because you haven't seen it yet, right?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
no.
cool. It was pretty recent. So, for those of you who want to check it out, definitely feel free to join the Patreon. Pretty much right after this, Casper's going to be going on vacation for a bit, so we're going to have that come out kind of while he's gone as sort of a patron thing to thank you guys for sticking around. But lots of really cool content over on the Patreon, including that, and of course, early access to all of these other things. Thank you all so much for being amazing. And if you've made it all the way to the end, the best way to tell the algorithm that our videos have value is clicking on these below, whether it's a video, a playlist, the subscribe button if you haven't already yet, whatever you want to click on. Any of these sort of interactable boxes is the best way for the algorithm to know this video has value. So thank you all so very much, and as always, greet the world with open arms, and we will see you in the next video for the Cersei Saga. Bye, everybody!
Listen to our Ruthlessness cover.